to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And we have someone that's very, very dedicated. She couldn't be here tonight, but she's on the phone. Kathleen McCarty, she's up in Hartford, trying to get things under control. So anyway, Kathleen's on the phone with us, so she'll be voting tonight with us. Okay, introduction of visitors.
Sure. Welcome to WSUT leadership, Jason and Martha, certainly WASA leadership and Pat Fedor. Several town officials in attendance tonight, and certainly we welcome, while not a visitor, we welcome Gene Ryan and his family in attendance tonight.
Okay, is there any public comment tonight? Any public comment? Okay. Now we're down to the good part. We have recognition for a very special Assistant Principal, Gene Ryan. I'm going to read it so that I don't forget. Recognize Gene Ryan this evening for his years of service to the staff of the Waterford Public Schools. Gene has served with dedication from 2006 to 2017. He began his tenure at Waterford as a new student at Waterford High School in January 2006. Prior to coming to Waterford, he was the assistant principal at Painesville High School from 2003 to 2006. The physical education teacher at Montville Public Schools for 20-plus years. Early in his career, Gene accepted the position in Munich, Germany, where he taught physical education at the Department of Defense Attendant School, serving as the adaptive physical education consultant for the southern region in Germany, as well as the assistant football coach and defensive coordinator at the Munich American High School. He received a Bachelor of Science degree from Southern Connecticut State University, as well as his Master of Science and 6-year degree. We thank Gene for his dedication, commitment, enthusiasm, and devotion to the staff, students, and parents of the Waterford Public Schools. And I don't know if all of you know, but Gene has also been on liaison to Waterford Youth Service Bureau, and we're really thankful. Thank you so much, Gene.
Jody?
Yes?
Jody, may I say something? No.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Kathleen.
I came to the meeting early tonight, leaving a public hearing, because I didn't want to miss the opportunity to say to Gene, may the luck of the Irish go with you, Gene, and thank you for all you've done over the years, not only with the schools, but throughout our entire community. You've been a great administrator, a good friend, and a wonderful neighbor, and I wish you and your family all the best. But I'm not going to say goodbye because I know we're going to see each other. So, good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Kathleen.
Thank you.
Okay, now we're down to the consent agenda. Can I have a motion to accept the consent agenda, the minutes from the January 26, 2017 regular meeting and the February 13th, 2017 special meeting? Those are enclosed. The monthly expenditure report for January 2017 and the food service financial report for January 2017.
Make a motion.
Is there a second? Lisa? Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, motion carried. Reading and review of correspondence that we received. Okay, we have a thank you note from Kathleen Sweeney, Betty Sweeney's daughter. Says your kind expression of sympathy was gratefully appreciated. Thank you for the lovely, peaceful arrangement for our mother, Betty Sweeney, finally the Sweeney family.
Okay, superintendent's report.
Sure. It's our third meeting in 8 days or something like that. So I'll try to be brief tonight, but we do want to thank Quaker Hill's students for the wonderful student work and artwork, both in the hallway and in the room here tonight. We always appreciate seeing that. You've heard me say that Clark Lane is going to be receiving an award from the Sandy Hook Promise Foundation. That award presentation is Wednesday, March 1st at 11 a.m. at Clark Lane. Certainly any board members are welcome to attend. I know it's something the school is very proud of, as well as the entire district, and I look forward to being there watching the reception. We had a strategic planning meeting today. Tried to keep you updated on that over the last year. We're closing in on the end here, and we look forward to really the piece that remains is really the actual writing of the action plan. We've identified as a committee our concerns, gaps that need to be addressed, and now the actual writing of the plan, and we look forward to presenting an update to the board here in the coming months. Great Neck principal search is underway. We'll be honoring Pat here in his short time, but that search is underway. Staff and parent surveys have been sent out. Committee is being formed as we speak. The posting closes March 10th with interviews to begin shortly thereafter. So we certainly look forward to that process. Obviously, the board votes on a budget tonight. The board's budget will then be forwarded to the town's Board of Finance for consideration on March 22nd. So, certainly the board is aware, but it's being televised. Wanted to make sure the public was aware of the next step in the process. We have the fourth session of our Teacher Leadership Academy next week. Some of those folks are in the room tonight, so we appreciate what that program has brought to the district, and the program's moving along well, and look forward to that session next week. On March...
Do you think maybe they can give a report?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it was interesting today how you mentioned some things from Leadership Academy.
I think, I don't know if you expect it now or sometime this spring.
Oh, no, not now. I mean, after you
But, no, certainly I'll work with Mr. Powers and getting some teachers involved to come back to the board and share some thoughts at a future meeting this spring. March 14th will be the annual Chamber of Commerce State of Waterford breakfast here in Town Hall. I'll be providing a synopsis of what's going on in the district to all those in attendance. So that's March 14th here in the morning. And in the spirit of brevity, that concludes my report for tonight.
Okay, thank you. Now we're down to committee and other reports. Does anybody have any reports?
Jody?
Yes, Kathleen.
Okay, I can just very briefly mention that up here the Education Committee will begin its public hearings next week, and on March 1st there's quite an extensive agenda. I will get that out to Tom, but some of the discussion will center on relief from some of the mandates, various requirements for early childhood education. Some discussion will take place on ECS, but there's quite a list, so I will get that out to Tom. And I know it's a busy time for everyone, but at least you'll have the information of what's taking place up here.
Okay, thank you, Kathleen.
You're welcome.
Okay, I just have a short Youth Service Bureau report. They're going to have, I don't know if you've heard yet, but they're calling it the Ballroom Battle. And it's going to be Waterford versus East Lyme. It's going to be on Friday, March 24th at 7 p.m. at the high school. I have tickets. The ticket sales are going to be split between East Lyme and Waterford, and the Youth Service Bureau is going to use their part of the proceeds to pay for mental health for our students and some other programs that they have. So please attend, if you can, possibly can. I have tickets if anybody would like to buy them. $10 for adults and $5 for children. And if any of the principals or teachers know that some families, maybe they just would be a hardship for them, come and see me and I'll give you free tickets.
So even though it's Waterford, you find it's at Waterford?
It's at Waterford High School in our auditorium.
Buying a ticket is not a...
Yeah. Well, Paul Formica is going to be dancing for East Lyme, and Kathleen's going to be there to watch everything too. So. It'll be really good.
I'm not dancing. I'll be there to watch and participate. Thank you.
It'll be a fun night. It'll be a really fun night. And it's nice that families can go and spend time together.
Yeah, Jody, if you would relay, I'm so very grateful and pleased that the Youth Service Bureau does all this great work, and then to really offer to help with the mental health needs. It's really to be commended, because I think this is the second year that they've targeted this funding for mental health services. So if you just pass that along, that would be great. Thank you.
I'll be happy to. Thank you. Okay, any other reports? Okay, now we're on to new business. Discussion and possible action regarding the transportation bid recommendation, and that was enclosed in our packet. Is there any discussion on it? Or? Sure.
That's the Waterford Board of Education awards the transportation bid for 2017 through 2022 to Student Transportation of America.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, thanks. Any discussion? Any questions?
Jody?
Yes.
Could you just ask, so is this unusual to only get one bid? I mean, I appreciate the remarks we had from Joe, and I think it looks like a good bid, but I'm just curious, is this unusual to only get one in?
Joe, do you want to?
Thanks, Tom. I have no idea. Yes, I was quite surprised that we did not receive a second bid, especially when another company showed up at the pre-bid meeting. Again, it was competitively bid in the newspaper, well advertised. I spoke with multiple companies leading up to it. We had one respondent. Having said that, we're satisfied with the services that we received from them, and the rates that we're receiving are less than some of the renewals that we're seeing out there. One thing to keep in context when we talk about 3%, when you're talking about 5% unemployment rate, that's essentially full employment in the state of Connecticut. So you guys are actually having a tough time finding drivers. So I was happy that we didn't see any kind of escalation beyond 3%.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, if there isn't any more questions? Okay. If there isn't any further discussion, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? Okay, motion carried. Okay. I never thought this day would come. The acceptance of Waterford High School construction project, State Project 152-0102 as complete. Would someone like to make a motion?
That the Waterford Board of Education accepts the Waterford High School construction project, State Project 152-0102 as complete.
Second. Is there any discussion?
Jody?
Yes.
Just one second. Can you just say, so the project's being closed out, and I know you mentioned at one of the last meetings there's still some monies that will be returned?
Over $500,000, right?
That was the last count that I had heard as well.
Yeah, so that's great. And if I may just have this, I know I want to just go on the record thanking the school building committee for all of their work, and also to highlight Alan Walensky, who gave so much of his time and work on the school building committee in the past. So thank you for that.
Right. And I'd also like to thank Jay Miner. Jay had a lot of patience. I didn't understand a lot of the construction lingo. I didn't know how to read a blueprint in the beginning. So Jay helped us a lot, and his crew got a lot of projects done. They have been getting a lot of projects done over the past several summers. So I really appreciate that. Thanks, Jen.
Just second that.
This vote tonight signals the town finance office to work with the state department to close it out, and then it'll be done.
No.
Thank you.
Okay, if there isn't any other further discussion, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, motion carried unanimously. Okay, review and possible action regarding the 2017-18 education budget.
Sure. Obviously, everybody's participated in a series of budget workshops over the last couple of weeks. Any questions, many things to research, and as it stands today, Joe, you're going to signal or put up there where we're at. I certainly haven't.
Maybe.
Obviously, as it stands today, the recommended budget by myself on behalf of our team is a $1.4 million increase at 3.14%, and that's what the board has considered over the last 2 weeks. Happy to answer any further questions.
So Superintendent, you would make the cut. We would just make a recommendation of the level of cut instead of doing by a line.
If that was the board's wish, you will need to vote on a final number tonight.
A final number.
And we will tell you, or we will recommend to you, where those if changes, if any, would come from. So the board has full understanding of where the budget is.
Without it being really, really difficult, would we be able to bring the budget in under 3% without it hurting? Because I know some of us discussed it after our last board meeting. If we could bring it in under 3%, if it's possible.
I mean, anything's possible, obviously. Certainly that's possible. Anticipating there could be some discussion tonight. Certainly, I'm prepared to share with the board any recommendations for reductions if that's in the board's purview.
How does the board feel about that?
I would too.
I think there's some areas where we have to take the scalpel.
Greg, how do you feel?
Well, I'd like, if that's your goal, I'd want to see what line items you want to reduce. And not just pick an arbitrary number and say, because we want to be under 3%. That's not a holy grail for me.
No, right. But I was wondering if there were specific things that Tom had in mind that we might be able to bring it in under 3%.
From my point of view, the only item that I thought clearly deserved or should be eliminated were the cave dues. $18,000. But other than that, I didn't feel there was any consensus on the board as to where the cuts might fall, if we were going to make any.
Okay. Ann, how do you feel?
I think that's kind of why we did all the workshops and also questions. I think at this point, I'm comfortable with where it's at. Who's to say it's going to stay there anyway? So we've already had all the discussions and workshops and looked at all of it.
I just personally felt, to show some good faith with the RCHM and, Board of Finance, that we did try to keep it under 3 at least. There still might be cuts after that too, but...
Well, when you look at the $67,000, I think was the number increase in the non-fixed costs. I don't know how much more good faith you can show than that. You have a supply budget that's essentially static, if not going down.
Craig, how do you feel?
Right, Jody?
Kathleen, I'm sorry.
Can you hear me? No, I'm listening. Just, and I could look it up here, but just to be a little quicker. If we were to take out all of the items that we have no control over, can Tom or someone just remind me what, there is virtually a minuscule percent increase, if I remember correctly, on the budget. Is that, can someone refresh what that was? I know it was very small, and I think that's important for the board to take under consideration, because I just hope that when we vote on, we negotiate contracts in good faith, and then they go through the board, different boards, and they're approved, and then they come back. We're trying to do our very best to put forward a very cost-efficient budget that protects our program. So if I could just have that percentage again, and then I tend to agree with Greg. I'd like to see, before I would say anything about cutting, where exactly that would go. I'm not particularly looking to do that.
Sure. To answer Kathleen's question, once you remove salary increases, and that includes contractual salary increases, as well as the additional paraprofessionals to support the pre-K rooms, once you back out benefits, and that would include health insurance as well as other contractual benefits such as sick leave payout for retirees and things of that nature, and back out increases in commodities such as oil and fuel and heat and diesel, and back out the increase due to the transportation contract, you're at a 0.15% or $67,098 increase.
All right. Thank you for that.
Yep.
Well, it doesn't seem like there's really, Steve and I agree with you on that.
And I think we're all in agreement with that.
So if we're taking cave out, that number's not correct.
Sure, we can get you a number minus paid in about, I don't know if it's too much pressure.
It's not going to come
If I know if I can be, right, if I know that one.
Yeah, 3.10.
3.10 and...
Yeah. There were a few things that I had put out. I don't know if there's board support for it, but there's a 0.5 tag position at the middle school where I think, because I agree, fixed costs are, if we're going to cut, we're going to probably have to look at personnel. So I was looking at a 0.5 tag at Park Lane, and also I think Annette and I had some questions about the aids, playground aids. That's the playground aids are almost as much as a teacher salary.
Sure, on a 0.5 tag at the middle school, the other half of that is the same person. So, with the way middle school is, it'd be difficult to eliminate 0.5 without eliminating the 0.5 of that position. The other 0.5 of that position for a 1.0. And the other 0.5 of that is math coaching. As far as playground aids, those are really a necessity, and here's why. Contractually within the teacher's contract, there's a clause about the inability for them to do recess duties. So playground aids pick up. It's contractual.
Okay.
So to eliminate playground aids, somebody needs to do that body of work. So.
No, I agree. Teachers in the past in other districts have done that as a duty.
Well, do you want us to take a vote then on the minus the case? I think it's still going to be about 3%.
Okay, he's at 3.1.
3.1.
3.10.
3.1.
Well,
Tom, can I just ask you, I just want to put a word in. I see the board is looking to remove Cave and the dues. I know about 18,000, I think, in that area. I do want to just remind the board that Cave has helped a great deal over the years with policy, helping with state agenda. They do a tremendous amount of research on looking up all the various areas of education that might be impacted with policy and at the state level here. So I'm actually very appreciative of their services. I'm just hoping, I think I'll still be able to get all of the state agenda and their research. I believe that's correct. I don't know if you have to be a member for that, but so I won't object, but I think going forward we should keep the door open if we notice that we're really missing out on some of the information, that we should keep that door open going forward.
I would share with the board that any cuts are going to include staff. I shared slides on a departmental level last week, from a supply perspective. Elementary, middle, and high are all showing reductions in supplies. Reductions in this budget are going to affect personnel. I don't say that for any other reason. for you to know that further reduction by staff.
Right?
I'll make a motion that we approve a total budget of $47,316,618, which would represent, I understand, a 3.10% increase. And that would just take out the cave and nothing else.
Joe, was that the actual number?
No.
What is the-
Good effort.
47,315. Yeah, well, I got a lot of stuff here. Gotta get out of that presentation. No, I didn't just crash it.
Oh, no. Can we just say 3.1? Is that the exact number? The exact number.
It was pretty clear about not doing stuff on the fly.
Must not be.
Just use a calculator and subtract.
I have one right here. Is it 18 even? It's not 18 even.
I'm not figuring out.
A little bit more, okay.
Thanks for the calculator.
There we go.
When you get it, can you say the number out loud again?
If I could rephrase the motion, move that we approve a total budget of $47,315,892, which will represent a increase of 3.10%.
Okay, is there a second? Second. Any discussion?
Can I just ask if there are, within the last 2 weeks, have there been any other resignations, people who have left? Is that reflected here, literally from every single staff
All retirees and resignations that we were informed of.
within the last 2 weeks? Or, okay.
I haven't seen it.
Any further discussion?
Kathleen, did you get that dollar?
I did, I think it's 47,358,892, is that correct?
Yeah.
315,000.
Oh, 315,
Yep.
okay, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, thank you. Thanks, Ann.
Okay, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Anybody opposed? Okay. Okay, motion carries. Okay, would somebody please like to make a motion to go into executive session?
The Waterford Board of Education moves to executive session at 6:28 p.m. and invite Mr. Thomas Giard for the purpose of discussion mid-year performance and evaluation of employees.
Is there a second? Okay. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, motion carries.
The only thing I don't get is...
Thank you for coming, everybody.
About it, and I don't want to clarify on about it. It's the same as we talked about after the meeting. He mentioned there...
I'm not going to take your duty in. No, I'm not. That's right.